He's something, man. That's for sure. All right. Okay. Let's go mess with some. Let's go mess with Kerbal. Once again, I don't want to waste anybody's time, and we're already this stream is already ruined because I'm not feeling too well. Don't worry, it's fine. So let's. What I want to do is mess with shimming things out in. I want to mess with shimming. Basically, like making a foundation. I want to mess with those ground anchors today and see what we can get away with. KSP ground anchor tested. Ground anchor. Kerbal construction testing. This is mission mode part 212, I think, is what we're on. That was Vostochny. A Murskaya Blast. Yep. AJ, hope you feel better soon. Your EJ25 went boom today, so Ismic equals depressed. I found the problem, Ismic. I found the problem. The problem's right here. See that? See that? See that part right there? I found the problem. Nah, man, that sucks. That sucks. But EJ25s are fairly plentiful. Dude, you'll find another one. It's no problem. Yeah, wrong blue oval. What's wrong with you? Subaru? What the heck is that? This was joke. This was joke. Calm down. Yeah, it's not a British car. Yeah, if it was, then it would short out. But see, Lego, if it was an American car, everything would rust except for the motor. The entire car would fall apart, but the motor would still be running. Lego, nice. Alright. SpaceX Vessel Bob arrived in Tampa for repairs and further work before it will head to the Cape. Some damage is visible in the picture. It'll be alright. For surviving a hurricane, I think it's okay. Alright. Oh, there is one last thing. Here, we can look at this while we fire up KSP. Aerial view of the quick disconnect arm with a claw at the end, possibly for booster bracing. This is coming from RGV, Aerial. This is a look at Starship. This is a little bit of Starship news here. Yeah, I've been anticipating this anyways. Been waiting for this one to go so I can get started on my build. Yep. Oh, the claw. This looks like a vehicle stabilizer. Yeah, looking at it from the top, that's definitely a VSS, Vehicle Stabilization System. Basically, they need something to hold the first stage in place when they go to put Starship on top of it. So, you might as well combine that into one thing. So, this is the fuel lines for Starship here up at the top, right? That's the paraphernalia to fill up Starship. And then this thing will grab Super Heavy so they can drop Starship down onto Super Heavy and then attach the fuel lines real quick. Pretty rad, man. That's cool. I wonder when this thing is getting put on. Because the tower at Boca Chica has the disconnect attached to it, which is... If we go over to RGV... No, that's the stacking picture. That was from like a month ago. Does he not have a picture with the disconnect attached to it? Huh. So they installed the quick disconnect. It's up here. That thing will pivot off of here, but down here, and that VSS will grab Super Heavy right here. Because it's a little windy down there. When you go to stack the first stage, you need something to hold it steady, right? So when you go to put the second stage on there, you don't want it wiggling around. Man, look at that damn picture. That's nuts. That's absolutely insane. I fucking can't believe that. I can't believe how ridiculous this actually is. This is happening. That's a thing. This is a thing that actually exists. And I know, I get it. Like, they're not close to launching anytime, like, in the immediate future, but jeez. Like, I don't... They doubled the TFR altitude, so taking aerial pics over the launch site will be harder. Yeah, in 2 weeks. QD arm is visible in this picture. Let me take a look. Yeah, there it is. That piece... That thing, see right here, will be attached to that right there. See that? See, it like pivots off the back. It pivots off the back part of the launch tower because the trolley for the catcher arms is going to be in the way. Yep, there it is. Right, Lego? Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's crazy. There is actually one more thing here. ErkX posted another render. Check this out. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure, Ivan. That's unbelievable. Yeah. Well, the FAA would have to approve of that, but yeah. That's ridiculous. I don't, dude, what the heck? Yeah, and look, yeah, Elon replied to it. Look, Starbase 2023. No, 2022. Bro, they just gonna cough up another one of these over the next 6 months? I mean, I'd believe it. I'd believe it if anybody can do it. I'd believe it. It's unbelievable, man. Dude, that exists. This isn't like a 3D render. Like that, it still blows my mind. That's why I like reading about this every day. It's still crazy. Is it bad that I want that? It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. The FAA, yeah, about that. Very reminiscent of the dual N1 picture. Yeah, right? Yeah, I'll bet you they'll build the second one a lot quicker than the first one. Please correct the KSP title. It's all done. Alright. Let's get the tunage going, guys. I'm gonna have a little bit of a slow day in KSP, if you don't mind. When dual starship? 2022, apparently. What are you gonna test precisely? Hey, Moon, what's going on? So... we had a good mission from the small SSTO. 7 performed flawlessly. Literally no problems from the mission. Starship should have modular payload like Thunderbird 2 in your geek opinion. Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday was a crazy day. Dudes, I think I'm going to save the crew rotation for another day. We're going to mess with ground anchors. The SSTO did perform fantastic. Doom, I think I'm going to go mess with... I want to mess with ground anchors today. And the reason why I want to do it is... I want to learn more about what it takes to put the pads out there. So this is going to be actually kind of a chill day. Honestly, man, I'm not... I'm not in an ops mode. Does that make sense? I mean, well, 7:55. What the heck? Someone's been cutting NSF cam wires? What? Did you finish that wine last night? Nah. What's Das saying? Starbucks fans, a grass fire on Boca Chica damaged equipment at one of our camera locations today. We've been in contact with the local fire department to learn more and provide information that may be of assistance. Unfortunately, we've been dealing with vandalism of our gear at this location recently. We found antenna wires intentionally cut and cameras tampered with. We are taking additional steps to protect our equipment going forward. What the hell? This could be animals as well, but not the wires. Yeah. Yeah, no, this wasn't chewed on by a critter or anything. You know how you can tell? Believe me, I've messed with a lot of wires, dudes. See that right there? See how the wire tapers out at the end and it looks like it's like the end of a burrito? Like you have your wire that's coming through like this, right? So just the wire's like that. If it was chewed on by a critter, it would be like this. I've seen wire harnesses that have gotten chewed on by animals. This thing doesn't end abruptly like that. See the circle part? That's key. Right? If the wire goes like this and ends like that, right? Like that circular shape goes to a flat shape like this that looks like the end of like a hot pocket or something, that means it was cut. Somebody used a clipper to cut it. I know that shape. I know what that shape looks like. When I did the wire harness on my truck, every time I cut a wire, it did that. That's right. See right there? Somebody cut it. Now, yeah, see? That's cut right there. I wonder what wires they're cutting. What? Huh. See that right there? That could just be dirt, but yeah. It's very clear that was cut. I'm not sure about this. The locals, maybe? Yeah. Yeah. This looks like a knife. Like they tried to cut it right there, and then they cut it again. It looks like someone just used like a pocket knife or something. Das said the antenna. Yeah, Dingo. Yeah, exactly. Give me 1 second. All right. I don't know. I don't know why. That camera equipment costs much more. They didn't touch it. Cutting the wires is weird. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. Anyway. It's weird. I don't like maybe somebody did it by accident. I don't know. Like I'm not saying Das is wrong. He's probably dude, believe me. For Das to be like, yeah, someone cut this. That's what happened. You know.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Hey, Banana gifted us up to Toby1. Nice. Keep it up. Thanks, Finn. You kids are not rational. Yeah, I don't think it's idiot kids, dude. Do you think idiot kids would purposely venture out in the middle of the Rio Grande Valley like that? Like, to find where the cameras are and cut them? Maybe somebody cut them by accident or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'll talk to Das about it later. Strange. Yeah, right, Lavi? I don't know. Could NS7 Lab Padre be in a turf war? I don't know. Wouldn't that be something, John? Anyway, okay, here. So, what I want to do today is mess with the ground anchors, okay? We got some cash from those missions last night. Yeah, Rocket Guy, yeah, I'm with you on that one too. That's equally as plausible. It's strange. Yeah. Tweets. How's it going? Been displaced from Ida and haven't watched it in a week. It's been a roller coaster. Been a roller coaster week. I got enough money to get the big SSTO going, and then the big SSTO crashed. And I decided I wanted to test it until I could figure out what was wrong with it. So I was in the poorhouse until yesterday. Yeah, Blue Origin Beavers. Yeah, right. Right, Ivo? Yeah. How many dang hurricanes do you have? It depends, Reveril. But the Gulf Coast gets a lot, dude. They come in pretty hard. They come in pretty hard late summer. Yeah. And depending on the polar vortex, dude, you'll get more or less. It depends. Anyway. Okay, let me reset. I haven't experienced a single hurricane in your life. Yeah, Rocket Guy, right? Cute wheels, yeah. Well, the wheels actually work. So what I wanted to test, guys, is we're going to go surveying again, okay? But I need to go surveying with this thing. I'm going to just, to save some cash, I'm going to take all the launch pad components off of this thing. And we're going to do some testing, okay? This is going to be a little bit weird testing, but we'll test nonetheless. The reason why I don't want all the components on this thing is in case it blows up. What I'm trying to do is not... So, okay, I was thinking about this last night. Let me tell you. It was very hard to find a completely flat spot. And I highly doubt that I'm going to find any spot that's flatter than the plates, the hexagonal plates that are at KSC, right? I highly doubt it. So, you know, Chad had talked about, oh, what if we shim the pad? It's possible. And I probably didn't understand at the time, you know, like, oh, what if we shim the pad with hydraulics? Well, we don't necessarily have to do that with the launch pad. I can roll the launch pad out, and if part of the launch pad is low, I can put a ground anchor underneath the thing, and then we can just gizmo a docking port in place and dock the pad. Like, that's totally doable. I still like modding in the new hexagon with a crawler way. Well, I have another idea that could work, John. But I don't want to spend 300 grand if we do this, so let's just say... Let's just call this the Bear launch pad. What's the date? The 4th? Alright, so what I'm going to do... You obviously don't want any fuel in it. I'm going to take the expensive components off of this thing. Like the access arm and the hydraulics can go. We can get rid of the launch box and stuff, and we don't need these hinges here. We don't need that, and we don't need the TE, and we don't need this either. We don't need the TE holder. We don't need that. We don't need that. It's still 300 grand. Why is it 300 grand? Oh, the jet fuel fuselages. That's another thing, guys. I can bring the costs of this launch pad down if I switch to the oxidizer fuselages. The Mark III fuselages, the base plate of the pad is a bunch of Mark IIIs that are on their sides, right? If you look, check this out. So we're at 301,000 right now. Look, if I put this on here, right, it goes to 311, right? If I take the liquid fuel and the oxidizer out, it goes to 306, right? So what does that tell you? That tells you that the fuel for this thing is 60% of the price, give or take, right? If it goes to 306, we were at 301. So that means this empty. One of these empty is 5 grand. Pretty straightforward. This pad is made out of jet fuel fuselages, right? It's these ones that only hold liquid fuel. If I take this, we're at 301,000, right? And I put it on here, it goes to 318,000, which tells me that these things are 17,200. If I take all the liquid fuel out, it goes to 310, which means that one of these empty is double the price of one of these. I could literally cut the price of this pad in half right now, which is annoying because I made it this way. Yeah, I could cut the pad down to 150K. So it's going to be a pain in the butt to redesign, but I don't think it'll be too bad. Too bad you didn't know that a month ago. Yep. Also said the camera got damaged by a grass fire. Could it have been intentional? I don't think, unless fires just spontaneously happen in the Rio Grande Valley, Katra, probably not. Edit the craft file manually in a text editor. No. Here's what I'm going to do. Let me take a look here. Give me 1 second. Let's roll this thing back and let's lift it up. What were we doing under here? Okay, there's no support structure and there's just struts. Okay. Do it as long as it doesn't compromise the integrity of the infrastructure. Well, what's the collision tolerance on this? 50 and 50. It's literally the same part. Literally the same part, half the price. I don't know why liquid fuel is so expensive and why they graded the price that way, but yeah, it's a little strange. That's a little bizarre, but it's okay. Here's what we can do, though. I can gradually replace components here. That's no problem. And then what I want to do is take a bare version of this and go out and test with the ground anchors. The reason why I want to do this, the reason why I want to get this done is because of, well, if we're going to test with the ground anchors, there's a possibility that we could crack and strike. And if we crack and strike something, I want to make sure I'm not just yeeting money away. We have 469, nice, 469,000. So I'm going to go ahead and make a bare bones version of this pad right now. And we're going to go from there. I'll get rid of the fuel dumps. We don't necessarily need those for this testing. So let's get it. All right, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need our cow controllers. The probe core is fine. The landing gear we're going to have to redo. These take 2 seconds to remake. So let's do this. Give me these, right? The way I built these things for structure means that they don't necessarily need... It's fairly easy to replace and swap components. It won't take me very long. So we're going to use a blank version of this, blank version of the pad to make this here. Alright, just give me one of these and just get rid of that and get rid of the air brakes. We don't need those.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
So now we're gonna pop that one off. Nope, they're radial. They're radial attached. Yep, this, I'll show you, John. This actually works pretty well. And honestly, this is the exact thing that Yarg did with the big SSTO, which is like, oh, probably should have done that way to begin with. Hey, Ishigu, keep up the awesome content. Thanks. Hey, thanks for racing with me last night. I appreciate it. It's cool to see new people racing. The whole point of Friday Night Racing is to show people how fun racing is, if not frustrating at times. It is a little frustrating. Just a little bit. It's frustrating. I'm still amazed I got it through without crashing. You did good, man. Where did you place it? Mine are node attached, believe it or not, dude. Okay, this next part is going to be the hardest part to fix. Okay, gotta get rid of that. Gotta get rid of this. Take this. That. Now, the center line is node attached, John. That's important to understand. The other thing to note is that the big SSTO's launch pad is made out of these liquid fuel tanks. It's made out of this. So the big SSTO's pad actually costs just a little bit more than the small SSTO's pad, which, I mean, take that and make of that what you will. And now, for the legs of the pad here, right? Where'd you place in racing? I raced pretty bad yesterday, dude. I think it's because I was starting to feel whatever happened, whatever's bugging me, giving me the bug right now is causing a problem. Tweets, 3-month resub. Thank you. So we're building a bare bones version. Anyway, what you doing? I'm messing with a new version of the pad here that we're going to use basically for testing. Did you see last? You're gonna have to bear with me, guys. I'm not as sharp as I usually am today. Just bear with me. Since we are redoing the pad, can we do smaller fuselages on the end to add to the support underneath the ramp instead? Why? Clayton, it'd be nice. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, it would be cool. That's for sure. This is a test. It's a test article, guys, for the small SSTO's pad. To avoid scraping up the SSTO when you drive up the ramp. I suppose now would be the time to do it. Problem is there's no adapter that's that small. I'm heading out. You're gonna be good for racing tonight. Yeah. Use the 2 segment instead of the 4 segment. Mark 3 cargo door. Let's take a look. So how long are these things? These things go to the 3rd to last tiles, okay? So that means, yeah, okay. All right, here. How about we do this? Ready? Let's do that, like this, and then do that. Take this, take the liquid fuel and oxidizer out of them, set that to grandparent strut, set that to grandparent strut, and that gives us an edge where the SSTO's wings won't clip. This actually, yeah, it'll fit just fine. And then we have a little space to put cool stuff in. We could put like the batteries for the pad in there if we want. Now what I have to do, I actually like this. Now what I have to do is just do some strut work here. I'm actually okay with this. This design is just fine. Let me redo some of the strut work to mimic the pad. That's actually yeah, this is good. I don't mind this. I thought that people have suggested the door before, and I was always like, nah, it's not going to be the right shape, but it actually is pretty damn close. I know people are asking, why are you redoing all the struts? Or why are you taking the time to place the struts? People are, and if you're not asking it, people are probably thinking it. It's a good way for me to, it's a good visual representation for me to understand what struts that I placed and what struts haven't been placed. There. That literally does that accomplishes the same structural things. No, that's actually good enough, King. Right there is perfect. It's only It's only hitting the very, very edge of the wing, guys. I suggest you put the fuel dump back as it's part of the footprint of the pad. Who says I wanted to use that fuel dump, Golden Goose? Plus, this is going to start as a demo. It's a demo piece of equipment. I'm not using the, I'm not using all the stuff on the pad just yet. So basically this is a bare bones pad. It's not going to have any of the equipment to launch anything on it. The reason why is because I want to use it for testing. I want to use it to see if, well, to be quite frank, I want to use it to see if stuff blows up when I try to ground anchor something. We're going to take this pad. I'm going to put all the structural equipment back into it. We're still missing some structural stuff. And I want to see if it blows up if we try to mess with the ground anchors. That's what we're going to do. I want to see if I can use ground anchors and gizmo docking ports to shim the pad so I can get it flat. And look, even with the same base plate, this was 301 a second ago. It's 151 now. I'm literally cutting 150 grand out of my small SSTO's operations. We're making it cheaper. You really don't trust KSP. Swishio, if you ever get into a bad relationship with a girl or a guy, it's 2021, whatever. You ever get into a bad relationship, you know what the telltale signs are, right? So you'll look for that when you go to, you know, after it inevitably fails, right? You'll look for that the next time. There's red flags, right? There's red flags. There's certain patterns of behavior that you protect yourself against. Am I right? I don't trust the game because I've been hurt before, man. The Kraken's hurt me. The Kraken has hurt me. She said it was their cousin and they were just talking. She said it was no big deal. She told me not to worry about it. So I don't trust the Kraken until tested. Until we test the thing. I don't trust the game until we've tested a component. Make sure that it works. You think you're dealing with that right now? Oh, I'm sorry, Stone. That sucks. Yeah, it's not fun. I've had relationships blow up in my face in the past. Totally not my fault, though. You live and you learn. That's what this whole life thing is all about. All right, so yeah, Jonas. The liquid fuel fuselages cost twice as much. The actual tank, not just the fuel. If I take the fuel out of the liquid fuel one, the one that holds 10,000 units of liquid fuel, the tank structure costs 10 grand. The one that's liquid fuel and oxidizer, you take the fuel out, it costs 5 grand. I literally cut the price in half. So I figure if I'm just going to build a dud pad here for testing purposes to save some cash, this would be a good way to go. This would be a good time to go and mess with stuff. So I'm just building basically a dud version of the pad, and we're gonna see if we can. We're gonna roll it out, and we're gonna see if we can, well, attempt to shim it, or blow it up. I mean, either one. Was there a reason to use the liquid fuel fuselage before, or that was just the one that I grabbed? Literally just the one that I grabbed, dude. Yeah. If there was a reason, I don't remember what it was. Rotate them 90 degrees. The lines don't match. So? Rip. Obsessive compulsive. These struts need to be here to tie everything together. It's really important. So the pad doesn't bend. This is the secret sauce here. This is how this thing stays nice and strong. All right. We're gonna place all the struts that we need here. You know what? Why don't I just do this? Russian-style flame trench. Okay. Yeah, I've showed it. Man, you guys are swooning over a 7 seconds of footage. All right. Tells me that you guys must be pretty dang hype. There. It's some of the only gameplay you've seen. Yeah, fair. That's fair. We've had nothing. We're desperate. These struts are just basically to hold the thing, and they're holding the ramp in place. The ramp is something that we're going to have to shim. And what we really need to worry about is to make sure that the ramp is flush to the ground. If it's not flush to the ground, then we're going to have a bad day. I hate that all these struts are crooked, but I want to get to some testing while we have time, so... Alright. There. That's pretty good. Alright. So here's the pad structure. That's the base plate for the pad. I don't know why that's there. That shouldn't be there at all. Okay. Oh, I placed it by accident. Alright. So, how would we shim this thing if we were going to do it? I'm going to need level sensors, leveling indicators here, right? So we're going to put docking ports here, and I'm going to basically put them at every segment of the pad here to measure flex, if the pad's going to flex on us. We'll put them at every segment like this. Kerbals can always pick it up if something weird happens. Weird flex, but alright. So basically I'm going to use our heading alignment indicator, and I'll hit control from here, and we'll be able to see if this thing is flexing. And I'm going to put one right there on the center line, in the exact center of the pad. Now we got to put landing gear on this thing. I got to put landing gear on it so it can roll around. I should have put those on when I was replacing components. That would have been the smart thing to do. Oh, man. I'm really battling right now. Like, not wanting to blow chunks on stream. That would suck. See, what I'm wondering is, if we place a ground anchor down, right? If we place a ground anchor down, is that going to... Like, okay, so say I place an anchor down and we anchor the pad to the ground, right? We anchor the pad to the ground. And then I put hydraulics, like, or the landing gear or whatever, and we get the pad nice and level, okay? We get the thing nice and level, right? And then I set something like this to heaviest part, which is curbing. It'll strut. If you set this to heaviest part and you have a ground anchor, it'll pick up the ground anchor as your heaviest part, right? So if I shim this thing with hydraulics, right? And then we set the part that the shim is attached to heaviest part, it shouldn't move. I could take the hydraulic off and the pad will stay perfectly flat. Or at least it should. No, John. No. No excuses. Let's go. The race group will understand. Dude, no. I'm fine. When I'm sick, dude, I like getting stuff done, alright? I hate sitting in my bed. It's so annoying. Let's get at least some work done today. I'll do the easy stuff that's boring, because it's pretty much a freaking wasted day. You said it yourself, you're fighting chunks. I don't know why I keep bringing it up. I'm sorry. I'm not going to bring it up. If you're going to spew into this. Nice. As long as you're not pushing yourself into words, alright, I'll leave one being pig-headed. Nice. Alright, let's keep going. Okay, sweet. We're gonna have a really awesome propulsion system for this. No, Roro, I'm fine. Yeah, it's fine. I want to get something done today. Guys, I'll be honest. If I shut the stream off, I'd be doing the same thing. I might as well show you guys what I'm up to. Okay? We're gonna use these to move ourselves around. Wouldn't be the first time I've done stuff like this. It'd be a little easier than pushing it with the truck. Needs more of those if you want this to fly. Yep. $266 out of $255. Oh, we're almost there. We can almost launch this right out of the SPH. Hold on. Get rid of some pieces. Oh, score. 254 out of 255. Just give me a solar panel. I'll put the solar panels back on where they need to be, right there. Excellent. Oh, that puts us at 256. Yeah, one battery will do us just fine. Nice. Being able to put this out on the SPH on the runway is very useful. I got an idea for integration cranes. Do you have a second? Hit me, Stone. What do you got? Can the craft be attached to the ground in multiple points? I'm pretty sure, yeah. Yes, I'm pretty sure that can do that. Alright, so let's prepare for the strangest thing you guys have probably seen. Just make a ramp that curves straight up and launch horizontally towards the ramp. Somebody did something like that with the SSTO Kiani a little while ago. I think 95 is going to do. Are you going to make another strongback? No, this is just the bare setup. Nova, I'm just using the bare setup because if the thing blows up, I don't want to lose too much cash. But, yeah, what I'm thinking is, like, okay, where could we ground anchor this thing and have it actually work? It would be cool if I had a way to get into... It'd be cool if we had a way to get underneath the ramp. Are you building a carrier? No, this is just a prototype launch pad, Easy. You know, I talked to you yesterday about building the pads. What I'm trying to do now is I'm going to mess with the ground anchor piece. The ground anchor, which actually we don't have unlocked. I'm going to have to unlock that. I'm going to... So, like, okay, the ground... You know that there's the heaviest... Well, if you don't know, there's heaviest part auto-strutting. So basically, I can make it run an invisible strut to the heaviest piece. If there's a ground anchor on the pad, the heaviest piece is the ground anchor because the ground anchor's anchored to the planet. Planet's heavier than the pad. Straight up. What I'm trying to see is if I can use that to my advantage to make a pad that's shimmed correctly. Like, even if I have slightly uneven terrain, can I level the pad on that terrain? So, the next thing I have to do here is we're going to need some downward-facing hydraulics here. Why not anchor it to Rezel's mom? Oof. Oof. What if you just make a single integration crane separate from the two pads and anchored to the ground? Just make it big enough to tow the large SSTO and we'll make all payload integration faster and simpler. Why am I towing my SSTOs with integration cranes, Stone? Fair question. Like, that's where I'm like getting confused. Why am I doing that? How does an anchor to your mom? I'm sure she's the heaviest. Oof. Oof. All right. Tow through train structure like a drive-through car wash building. For just so make one integration facility for two different launch pads. I've thought about doing that. It's possible. Yeah, it's possible to get that stuff done. But Stone, if I was gonna do that, like have one integration facility ground anchored, right? That's kind of the other, dude. Man, you read my freaking mind. And I know this might seem like bullcrap, dude, but the reason why I wanted to use this is because this is the cheapest thing that I have that's a large structure that it would be good to shim, right? Now, check this out. We could do the same thing here with a crane or an integration facility or a hangar or anything, right? So that would make it so I can make dedicated facilities that are out of render range of the pad for performance, right? That can integrate payloads and I can use them to store the SSTOs instead of storing them out in a damn field, which is what I do now. And kind of go from there. I could build the crane right onto this thing, right? I could build the crane right onto this thing. Stone, that's why I wanted to mess with this today, believe it or not. Does the cargo fuselage cost less than the oxidizer tank? I don't know, let me check. The payload bays are 3,000. The payload bays are 3,000? Really? Yeah. Yeah, so Shio, I guess we could do that. Yeah, it's 3,000 with 50 meters a second impact tolerance, dudes. Oh, that's why I don't use them, Swishio. You need radial attachment to build out this design. I can't don't use node attach here. Good idea, though. Could work. I could put a payload bay right here, and we could store stuff in it. But I don't want to do that. I like the uniformity of this. All right, so let's go from here and let's see where this gets us. $174 for this design. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cargo hold. I really only need one. We'll put 4 ground anchors in there. And we'll go. And then I'm going to need docking ports as well. What else do I need? I need something that the Kerbals can move around. Oh, now we're too many parts. Frick. Okay. Oh, are you just making immobile? For now, yeah. Yeah. No. Damn you, alarm clock. Get off the page. And then I need the hydraulics. Are these construction parts? The 3P6 is a construction part. Huh. Well. Okay. Alright, this is redundant. Get rid of that. And then I'm going to put another one of these over here. And then in that one, I'll put the hydraulics. Can Kerbals manipulate 480 kilos like that? I don't think so. Kerbal should be able to move these smaller hydraulics around, so I'm going to put a bunch of these in here for shimming this thing. Any ideas on how we would get this thing to the other side of the KSC flat? Yeah, of course. I'll show you. $480 would need 8 Kerbals. What almost 6 stacks of TNT get you? Jeez. No, adding part counts here doesn't add part counts to the container. I noticed that. That's really cool. You can kind of get around your part limits here. That's really neat. All right. So let's move this out to a spot. Let's go. Ready? Let's launch it. And we're going to move it. I'm going to move it out to a spot that's not near anything. Out of render range. It doesn't matter if the terrain can be a little... That's no big deal. We're going to need to send it out there, and then we're going to need to drive some Kerbals out there too. I love how it blew the snow cap off, Geeson. That's funny as hell. We're gonna forehead push it? No? There's no need. What locations do we want to scout out? We'll try over by the museum. That's okay. That's a good place to start. Mobile pad, you're cleared for Taya. Wait a second. Watch, this pad shouldn't bend. The way I built these pads, they're designed to be impervious to Kraken strikes. They don't bend, see it? You can just literally go over any terrain, no problem. Distance to the museum, but on the right half. There's too much hill over there. I'm gonna try out here, Swish. Yeah, you notice that this thing has never popped because I know how to build these things. The funny thing is that I should have built my SSTO the same way as this. Yarg's fix for the SSTO builds it the exact same way that I built the pad, which is stupid. It never dawned on me to build my SSTO like a launch pad. Last link, okay. Raptors going on to ship 20. Dude, 3 of them. Look at that trailer bending, Thomas. There are already a lot of parts there, kind of loses the point. Loses the point of what? This isn't about performance. I mean, Swish, look, we have the real launch pad is in render range right now, not in fizz range. And look, performance is still just fine. You see a majestic launch pad roaming across the plains. You know what the messed up part is? This is not the most ridiculous thing I've ever done in this game. It's up there, but it's not the most ridiculous. It's in its natural habitat. Can't bring the rocket to the launch pad? Bring the launch pad to the rocket. I don't know if this counts as a mobile launcher, though. Does that count? I think it does. Hey, 4x3, what's up, man? I mean, it moves. We gotta get out of render range of there and render range of the runway. So we're out of render range. See, the pad isn't there anymore. This terrain is still really flat. Oh, now, right when I said something. It's like right when you leave that damn radius. Just go over here real quick. Are we going to move the museum then? Yeah. We're still pretty flat. Pitch is still reading 0. The roll is reading 1. Okay. I got pitch and roll need to be set to 0. If both of those numbers are 0, that means we're on flat ground. Nope. Still pretty flat. I think I had a flatter spot over here. Let's go back over there. I guess we have no thrust reversers. Any plans to build pads on the moon? Oh yeah. Shipyards is what I want on the moon or on Midness. Just like before, but actually implemented correctly. I'm wondering if we're far enough away here. I don't think we are. I don't think we're far enough from the runway. If that's 2.5 right there, that means we need to go over here a little bit more. Put ramps on Minmus and ramp things onto orbit. Dude, we could do that on the flats, 95. Excuse me. It's a test power. It's a test pad. I'm going to mess with the ground anchors today, guys. Feeling a little bit under the weather, but still good enough to stream. We're just gonna do some ground offs today. I'm not in a good place to fly. My head is like, yeah, feel... Talon, 64-month resub. I've just completed a stack of months. That's cool, man. Thank you. Could you build a mass driver in KSP? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can use the landing gear to create a mass driver. Sure. Totally doable. Das made the shenanigan one time. Yeah, we found flat over here. Let's see if we can get out of... Let's see if we can find flat ground out of render range of the museum, so I don't have to move anything. Actually, the purpose of this test is to put it in a place where I want it, not where there's just flat ground. So... I've always been fascinated with mass drives. I hope we find a better use for them at some point. They would be really good for moving raw materials around on the moon, Ishiku. Just raw materials, though. I saw it, Swish, yeah. But remember, this is it's a ground anchor test, so we gotta mess with some things here. Like, where do we want this pad to be? I want this pad to be, like, over here somewhere. But it's good to know that there is flat ground there. That's right, Dolly. At least that's the kind of the intention here. Yeah, wow. It's... Jeez. Okay. Do ground anchors Do ground anchors level themselves when they set? No. I don't think. Ground ankles. Hey, Master Louie, another day, another shift, another long night of bouncers. How you doing? I'm doing all right, man. How are you? Alright, let's just stop here. Let's set up shop here. We're at 3 and 4. Oh. Okay. What's the reading here? 89.5. What about you? 89.5. What about you? 89.5. 89.5. 89.5.
Go and throttle up.
89.5. Hey, Oligams, tier 2 44-month resub. Thanks, buddy. Well, at least we know the pad is rigid. Still a bit tired, just got home. I'll enjoy some food while watching you on the TV. Sorry, I was playing something else. You said this is a pad for rockets. It's a pad without all the launching stuff. It's more like a foundation for it, easy. Yeah, like the one that I built over there. It's that minus all the stuff that you need to launch the rocket with the crane and everything. What I'm trying to do here is test out something. I'm trying to test out if we can shim the pad correctly. Like, if I can shim the thing. I mean, guys, this actually is not that bad, man. So, like, we're a little bit off. 0.3 off pitch, 0.4 off roll. It's actually not bad. I don't think it'll increase the recover vessel zone 4x3. But yeah, it will increase the space center. But it... Not... These... Easy. Basically, these numbers need to read 0, 0, and 0. Well, not necessarily heading. Pitch and roll need to read that. That really shows you how not off level this is. Man, look at it there. There's a big hill right here. Oh boy. Okay. Man, it really gets hilly. There was a 0, 0 spot? Alright, let me turn it around. The museum spot actually is flat, Ivan. Yeah, but I mean, heck. You know what I'm quickly realizing? It doesn't really, like... The spot where the ramp is needs to be level. And this spot needs to be level over here so the tanker truck can get at it. We're too close. We're too close to the other launch complex here. Don't the parts get heat damage from the plumes? Yeah, that's why I blast at the ground, easy. Time for an oil rig launch pad? An oil rig launch pad wouldn't be level unless I ballasted it outright. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, and we do have the ground anchors and everything, and some shim hydraulics, but now that I'm thinking about this, it would be probably better to just find flat terrain. Oh, right here. Are we out of render range? Nope. The SSTO is rendered. That's a shame. Alright, we gotta keep going. Like, this needs to be level for when I roll the SSTO up onto this thing. I did find flat terrain over here. We'll go back over towards the museum. Like, the thing is that where this needs to be and that needs to be, both need to be flat. And like, the pad needs to be set up kind of like a bridge or something. Huh. Yeah, you don't want anything in render range here. Make a concave pad. That's what the shim idea is all about, dude. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm just taking my launch pad for a walk today. We're done. Yeah, if we have to move the museum, I wouldn't mind. But see, like, the reason why I'm trying to find something out of render range of both of these areas, the reason why I'm trying to do that is because Stone was viewer in chat, Stone was, yeah, I think it'll hold over time, Duck, yeah. Stone was talking to me about building an integration facility. It would be nice if I had an integration facility that was out of render range of both of the pads, which was also out of render range of the runway and everything. That's why I'm looking down here. But then again, if I put the pad over here, there's nothing stopping me from putting the integration facility over here if it shims out. That's not a big deal. But then again, if I put the pad here and the integration facility here, the SSTO lands on the runway, that means I need to drag it all the way over here, then drag it all the way over there. So it'd be better if we had pad, integration facility somewhere where I am, or runway, integration facility somewhere over here, and then the pads there. That would make the most sense. Yeah, okay. Let's find a flat spot out here, or a flat-ish spot out here, and see where it gets us. Let's look for something out here. Guys, chat, watch. If we see this kind of triangle area, let's find a flat spot out here. Actually, where we are is pretty damn flat right here. Yeah, I saw it, Death, yeah. Let's go a little bit further. I'm just keeping track of these areas in my... I'm keeping track of these areas in my head. Let's gamble. Let's see how far we can go. I mean, this terrain looks pretty dang flat if we go just a little bit further. Depression is bad to see. Bad today. Glad to see some cool KSP stuff to distract you. My pleasure, man. I'm glad you like it. I apologize for the crappy stream schedule today, though, guys. Yeah. EJ's having a day, too. So. I don't know why I keep bringing it up. I keep saying not to bring it up. Remo?
Hi.
What is this?
I made tortilla chips.
You made tortilla chips?
Yeah.
You made tortilla chips.
I did. Literally, all you do is cut up tortillas into like quarters, and then put them in, fry them. Turn the
Discovery.
Get the oil to 350 and fry them.
Happy birthday, Draco.
But now I have a pan full of oil and I don't know what to do with it.
Let it cool. Put it in a paper cup. When
Alright.
it solidifies, then throw it away.
Alright.
Achilles, 20-month resub. Thank you for the chips, baby. How many of them did you make?
There's a whole bowl. I thought maybe if there was some left over, we could take them to the thing tomorrow, but we don't have to. I just wanted some for salsa, so.
Okay. Yeah, look. Remo made an SSDO. See? Where's the guac? Yeah, these are really good. Oh, single stage to orifice. Mm-hmm. It's a launch pad base plate, Tokyo. Primo! Yeah, we could do that, Swishio. Primo, can I have some more? Primo, can I have some more? More! Okay. That's right, Jai.
I gotta put. Oh. Well, that salt didn't stay on.
I found a plateau here, guys. It's not bad.
I keep seeing somebody say add lime, and I want them to know they've been heard and listened to, but I don't have lime.
Thank you, sweetie.
No problem. I'm scared to pour the pan oil into my cup. I'm gonna like burn my hand.
I think we need, yeah, Brimo needed to put the lime in the coconut. I'm testing stuff out, Bill. I did have another idea. And I'm not sure how well it would work. But we could test it. Nice, Public. There you go. But did you try arching your shoulders? Yeah, Jocko, right? Who suggested docking ports? What? I'm using those to check orientation. Nice, Ivo. Yeah, I saw your landing footage, but I was distracted by tortilla chips. This is still within a... Yeah, this is... The recovery threshold for KSC is this. Anything that's touching the shoreline here. That's my recovery threshold. I'd just say 2.5 kilometers so people... It's just easier to understand. Yeah, the terrain gets pretty non-uniform from here. So this is a test launch pad, guys. It doesn't have any of the infrastructure to launch anything. I want to mess with this thing with like ground anchors and stuff to see what it does. Oh yeah, because the old school stuff is good, Ernok. It's not junk. That's why. What's a KSP land speed record? Oh man, I don't know. Bro. Yo, look at this. Yeah, see? Like exactly what I was saying. Put the pad in a concave wedge like this. F5. Alright. I'm just going to see if I can line up the heading at 270. Yep. Are we out of render range for everything? Yep. We can work with this. Alright, shut the engines off. Let's get some Kerbals out here. And if I have to like move the fueling apparatus somewhere else, that's okay. We're just pitched up just a teeny weeny bit, man. If I could just push it back just a little ways over here, that's actually really flat. Something's moving around. What is it? Yeah, see the pad? Looks like ship 20 is getting RC69, which means booster 4 ship 20 would have RC69. Hey, how's your day been? I've had better days, but I'm doing all right. The reverse thrusters don't work. What's the main advantage of attaching a pad to a ground anchor? Shimming it. 95, if I can attach the pad to the ground anchor, non-uniform terrain like this doesn't matter. The reason why it doesn't matter, like if we're just slightly moving around or whatever. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. See how much it's moving now? If I can find the right thing, dude, we can auto strut to the planet with a ground anchor, because ground anchors will read as heaviest part. Yeah, and the reverse thrusters on these aren't working. Here, I'll try it again. I'm worried about how the SSTO will drive from the terrain onto the ramp when the pad effectively will not be aligned with the terrain. Yep. Hey Snake, what's going on? Yeah, see? The reverse thrusters don't work. Thanks, reindeer. Alright, let's just try this. Let's go forward a little bit more. Maybe the terrain flattens out. So like 95, if I put a ground anchor on it, and even if we're on uneven terrain, as long as the pad is flat and I use hydraulics to shim the damn thing, like I could have the terrain go down like this and we could ground anchor it, right? Terrain goes down like this, pad is nice and level, you can ground anchor. You can anchor to the damn ground. So it doesn't matter. Heaviest part will strut to the ground, so it'll work, like that'll work. I'm pretty sure. I don't see why it wouldn't. We rendered something. Something popped into render range. Yep. Non-uniform terrain can be overcome by just rotation, no? Huh? There's a stable uniform solution to any terrain when placing large enough objects over it. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, Anki. It's just something that takes some patience, that's all. Would the air brakes help level it and then a docking port to ground anchors? That's why I put a bunch of hydraulics in here. Air brakes would actually probably be a better idea, dude. We just have to make sure that the terrain is like super level where this part is, and then yeah, it should be just fine. I'm gonna go around. We're gonna loop around. I found a nice flat spot out here. Hey Tim, what's going on? Yeah, Couchy, yeah, I gotcha. I understand. Yeah, if it's concave and you try to put out, it's gonna rock back and forth, right? Or is it the reverse of what I'm... Is it the reverse of that? Primo.
Hi.
Hi.
There's not that many left, so eat them before I do.
There's not that many left, so eat the homemade tortilla chips before. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll take one for the team here.
I thought you would. You're just that kind of guy.
Mm-hmm. I'm such a good person. Thanks, Tech. It'll float, Gold. Yeah. I'm so close to getting the right thing. We rendered the launch pad. Damn. I'm looking for flat ground, Milo. I'm looking for these numbers as they've reached 0 and 0. Eat with your mouth open, bro. I still feel bad about eating on stream. I mean, I've grown, like, kind of more used to it now that, you know, because with the longer streams, I have to eat at some point, and being here is better than putting the away screen up, but... Nice, Steven. We still in render range? Damn it.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Max? How? Oops. What's up? Alright, passing. Thanks, man. There is one other solution. There is one other solution here. So, in Kerbal, you have two types of ranges when you're near other objects. There's render range, and then there's fizz range. Alright? Now, when something is in render range, when something is in render range, it's not very taxing. Note that, you know, here, right? Our simulation rate really isn't being affected. We're pretty much in the green. It's pretty much real time. And that's pretty much real time, even with the entire launch complex rendered. Now, it's rendered, but when you get within 180 meters of something, that's when physics kicks in. That's when it'll start physically simulating something. What I could do is just put the launch pad within render range but not fizz range. However, if I was going to do that, I would need to be very careful. The reason I need to be careful is because, look, now that this is in... Watch. I'll drop this down on the ground. Ready? I can do this. Now we just switch to the pad. Now this is in physics range. And that isn't in physics range. If I, however, switch back to it, I can teleport between here and there, basically. But there is a way around this. The way around this is setting this as debris. If I set this as debris, I'll switch back over to the other launch pad. That launch pad is still over there, and now I won't switch back to it unless with the bracket keys. See, I'm switching between the pad, the SSDO, and the launch in the crane. We're just moving everything around. Nothing's happening. Now, this can work in our favor. That thing's over there. We can't switch to it. It ain't doing us any. It ain't doing any problem. It ain't causing any harm, right? And it is over there. See, it's over there, but it's just set as debris. You can't switch to it. The thing is, if I hold Alt and L, right now, I can switch back to it, or Alt and the bracket keys, not Alt L. Alt L is stage lock. But even if I bracket key switch back to it, nothing's going to happen. Now, what type of vessel the pad is important during launch operations. So we could do this. I could end up putting this pad like right here. We could put it right next to it if we really wanted to. But if we did that, I'd have to make sure that everything around that pad is set as debris before I leave and go to use another pad. See what I'm saying? It's doable. It adds more steps. It would be more steps in the checklist, but it does solve this problem. No, Ivan, I'm not doing that. So, Swishio, I can basically, when we're not using a pad, I can set it all as debris. Every piece of equipment there, we can set it as debris. I have max persistent debris. Debris does not get deleted. Going to bed, chat. Been a pleasure as usual. Thanks for the insights and explanations. All right, man. We could get away with it. So debris has no physics range. No, it's vessel switching. Vessel switching is what I'm talking about. You use the bracket keys to switch through to each vessel. So crane, pad, SSTO, crane, pad, SSTO, right? If I hold left alt and go through the bracket keys, now it'll switch to the other pad. See that? It's safer to keep the pads out of render range. Okay. Alright, I'll keep looking for a spot then. Why switching to NN debris is a problem? Why not the desert? SSTO can't launch into an inclined orbit, Max. It can pretty much only hit equatorial, the small one. And the big one needs a long runway. So I'm kind of constrained to putting 2 launch complexes here, which is not a big deal as long as they're out of render range. If they're out of render range, we don't need to worry about any of that. Why switching to non-debris vessel is a problem? I don't think you're understanding what I'm saying, Chief. That's not the right question to ask. So, if I could set the pad as debris, that means it wouldn't switch to it when I'm doing integration operations when I need to switch to the crane, and then to the pad, and then to the payload vehicle, and then to the crane, and then to the pad. If it's there, I wouldn't be able to switch to it because you don't switch to debris. The vessel switcher doesn't switch to debris by default. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Wow, this terrain is super flat. Right here, like directly south, almost. It's flat. Hold on. Wow. Are we out of render range? Damn. Here, hold on. If I can just shift this right here, it'll be out of render range, and we don't need to worry about any of the things that I just said. Yeah, the other thing I could do, that's actually not a bad idea, Checkered. I could move the large SSTO's pad just like over here instead of over there. Put it right next to the flagpole, and that would help. Alright. Let's go back to the Space Center, and let's get Kerbals out there. Well, I'm gonna get Kerbals out there in a truck, and we'll see if we can ground anchor this thing. Let's see, we'll see how flat that plateau actually is. We found one. Good. And it's big, it's a big enough flat piece of terrain that we could put another launch complex there. I know, Anth. Mm-hmm. You despawn at 2600 and stuff pops into render range at 2400. So right now we're inside that little nominal window. Let me get my truck out. What will you first look for when you open up KSP2? A rocket? I don't know. I don't know, dude. Bill and Lenny, let's go for a drive, okay? They're super worried about that, Roro, to be honest with you. They understand that KSP is a very niche game and it's loved by a lot of people, and to not mess with the formula too much. I have that right from the creative director, Nate. He knows. Trust me, he knows not to mess it up. Basically, all you gotta do, and this is not his words, this is me talking now. All you gotta do is just, Kerbal Space Program 2 needs to have everything that you just want from Kerbal 1. Better graphics, better physics simulation. That's pretty much it. You could literally make the same thing with better graphics and better physics. A better physics engine and better graphics, and you're good to go. It doesn't even need to have... No. Dude, you don't even need the bugs. The bugs are fine. People would still buy it. Better graphics and better phys simulation, and that's it. That's all you need. Whenever you put them on the map, Kerbals get G-shocked a little bit. Papa Jebs. That's right, Jack. Hebrew, I'm just doing some ground surveying to open up another launch complex. Man, screw your roads. What do you think about multiplayer? Multiplayer would be cool, Swishio. Let's see, is she gonna render? That'd be kind of cool, Steven. See, right now, see how the frame rate's really bad? We're ticking all the boxes right now because the first launch complex is in physics range right now. But check that out. Look, just as I thought. Ant, because we were in that nominal window, it's not rendering the pad. We need to get that number to tick to 2.3 to get it to render the pad. Watch. So you notice how there's nothing out there. We just have the blip. Watch. Let's drive towards it. 2.3. And... click. No, it still didn't render. There it is. 2200 is when you enter render distance. Interesting. Interesting. And now that we're in render range, I'll bet you when I get to this pad right here, that will still be in render range, but it won't be in phys range. Notice how our frame rate's a lot better now, because we're over 200 meters away. I'm about to do that test right now, King. Oh, man. How'd the survey go? It's going actually pretty good. No, it's not lower quality. It's the same. There's no LODs in Kerbal, from what I understand. That's why stuff doesn't render past 2.5 kilometers in. There's no LOD in this game. This game's 10 years old, remember. Hey, Arctic. How would you even implement multiplayer? Don't know. You holding up, Arctic? Everything good? Any flights today? Jack, I'm not feeling good. I'm a little under the weather today, so no. That's why I'm doing ground survey stuff here. But we may have had a breakthrough in this, so... I'll be alright, Jack. Yeah. I'm hanging in there. Don't know if I told you, but your dad sold the Mustang. Shame. What do you sell it for? Is this truck downloadable? I believe the K200's on there, Jack. Yeah, it's one of my most useful trucks that I have. Yeah, I understand switching up. That little click right there was us going in not render range. Yeah, that was just an autosave. See, now the pad's still there. But if I drive out here, we take a right. If we take a right and get, see, now they're out of render range. Got a 2020 GMC Sierra. He wanted a truck and I wasn't able to take the Mustang because I can't have multiple cars at the moment. Shame. See, this is why I was interested in seeing how particularly how far does the terrain go flat here. So basically what this means is that when we get near this pad, we can't come at it this way. Or before we do anything at this pad, I have to make sure that we're out of render range, because now even when I switch to this pad, it still shouldn't render anything. We should just be able to switch between this and the pad. Perfect. And that pad, if I switch back to it, it moved a little bit, 270.1, but that's okay. 89.9, 90. What about you? 90. 270.1. 90. 90.1. There is a specific patch of terrain right here that is perfectly flat. Huh. Hey, Slackster, it's going all right. Wow. I'll be. Huh. If you put a small craft near the water, could you switch to it to drop the render? It's not a bad idea, Smirks. Yeah, I built the trailer the other day for rounding up debris around the museum. I've been doing some terrain surveying since, well. Rimworld, Slackster. Alright, we need to mark this spot. I need to mark this. Spot's real good. I can't believe I found a perfectly flat piece of terrain. It's just out of render range, which is great. Can you mark it by placing an anchor? That's what I'm gonna do, dude. Stop the truck. Alright, Bill. I need you. Bill's gonna get out. I can't believe it. It's perfectly flat. I can't believe we found a patch of terrain, Chief, that's perfectly flat for, like, the entire length of this pad. That's pretty friggin' useful. All right. Okay. Now, how can we ground anchor it? There's an anchor. Shoot. The KSP gods have smiled upon us on this day. Yep. Help! Help! I gotta make sure that I use the ground anchor as a marker. It's a little bit off-centered, but that's okay. Watch. Nez, watch. You won't believe your shirt, man. Actually, you know what? Let's just I'll put this over here. Oh no, no, don't plant the flag. Oh, jeez. All right. Ground anchor. Place the docking port. Okay, put your helmet on. This could cause explosions. This is the part that I needed to test. Ready? And... not a separate vehicle. The gear checkered? Okay. Yeah, that's a good idea. We can use the gear. I'm just gonna move these guys a bit away, because if the pad's gonna blow up, it'll blow up sideways. I don't think it's docking. Huh. 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 Sometimes a good old time warp will fix that, but if we do that, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm over here. Ready? You guys think it's doing that thing where it has to dock and undock? Or like you have to leave this scene and come back? Yeah. We gotta leave the scene and come back. It's not snap docking it. Nope. No null refs. What in particular are we testing? Ground anchor. Ground anchor, pad anchoring. So here, let's just, ready? Let's see what she does. You gotta reload physics. You gotta leave the scene and come back. And then I think it'll do it. This is either gonna work or it's gonna blow up right in our face. Yeah, checkered. I think we're okay. It's the same distance regardless of what pad you're using. Come on. And it should click. Ready? This is dangerous. Gotta be careful. This is dangerous. See what it does. Bill, just make sure you got your helmet on, man. put it just forward of the pad and have it move it. I don't understand what that means, Shitty. I don't understand why that's not docking, I'll be honest with you. It's a little weird. Strange. That's a strange one. Of course I could. I find that sometimes when you place parts out in Kerbal Construction that they have problems with the colliders. So here's what we're gonna do. I don't know, man. What the hell am I supposed to do with this? That should be docking. Like, everything should be docking. I genuinely don't understand. I really have no clue. Guys, I don't know. I don't know. That makes no sense. I'll leave the ground anchor there, though. Dock on a different axis. I mean, I don't know if you noticed, Jack, like just a second ago when I tried to do that, the docking port just falling through the floor, but alright, sure. Jack, what? I don't understand. Yeah, that was one of the struts hitting the ground. All right. Well, let's just. Yeah, that worked. Strangely, strangely, that worked. I fix good, yeah. Yeah. All right, we'll leave the scene and come back and see what it does. I don't know, Apollo. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what just happened. I don't have an answer for you, man. I have no freaking clue. I don't know, dude. I have no idea what we just did. All right. Just. I don't want to look. Is it loaded yet? Screw it, I looked at the trap, Ray. Don't blow up! Strut to heaviest. Actually, let's see what. Well, then all the landing gear on this thing, Chief, should strut. So I should have struts going all over the place with this. Let me look at the auto struts. Holy crap, dude. Everything is strutting to that ground anchor. All the landing gear on this thing. And The docking port is still... What the fuck? What the frick? Wait. What? What on earth? What the... It's anchored into the ground! We made... How did we do this? How is this possible? How did we... There's the moon. Dude, we made a piling! Quick save. Okay. Chat. We're gonna do something dumb. Okay? Let me just attach that. What the heck did we just do? What? How the frick? Isn't this cheating? I don't know what you... Facha, I honestly don't know what we should call this. We should probably not have that stay there. Even though it's really not a big deal. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, your boy broke it. Yeah, it's broken. The docking port, I did the wrong thing. Oh. It's angry. It's very angry. I can't move, and dang it, I didn't undock the pad, so now I don't know exactly where the longitude and latitude of the... Okay, alright. I'm gonna recover. Lenny, you can come back. I don't want Kerbals near that thing. The trailer with Bill, you can come back. And then what I want to do is just leave that ground anchor point there. Launchpad bear, recover it. Okay. Damn it. I didn't want to do that. God damn it. Quick save due to bug. Just temporarily, okay? No mods, VGS. That's the one, right? Year 5, day 95. Flights 97, contracts 5. Year 5, day 95, 50 minutes. All right. No, I cleared the error state, Ivan, by recovering the pad. Unfortunately, I lost the pad position. That's really what I'm after, guys. I don't care about the, you know, losing the docking ports or the ground anchors or anything like that. I just wanted the pad position back. See, this is before I started messing with anything. I just want the position. See? Now I should be able to undock. And now the pad should be its own separate thing. And now I should be able to recover it. And I still have the ground anchor. No, the ground anchor's there, Bon. All I gotta do is line up another pad. No problem. I gotta line up a fully functioning pad. But that worked great. put a waypoint there. We could. See now, recover Lenny. And recover the trailer hauler. And now we have our ground point. Easy. Cool. That's awesome. Now I want to bring all the rest of the pad components out there. Oh yeah, I gotta go back into the settings. Cool. Are you able to build another runway in that direction? I don't think the area out there, Foch, is flat enough for a runway. But I don't think it's flat enough for a runway, but it is flat enough for a launch pad. So what I gotta do is we gotta go to launch pad R5. That's the version that we're working with right now. And we need to retool this a little bit. It's 348 Gs. The first thing that I need to do is we're gonna go to launchpad. I'm gonna go to launchpad R7. And we're gonna go to 9.4.21. Optimize for off KSC launchpad use. Okay. Save. There are different runways around the planet, correct? There's only there's two other runways. There's one at the island near KSC, and there's one out at the desert. That's one feature I really would want in KSP 2. I really want them to add, like, buildable runways, and it looks like that is what we are going to get. Merge the other pad in. I can't. Certain parts are connected to certain other parts here. Oh no, the thumbnail for you is pressing your temples. Are you okay? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Kerbal just did some screwy stuff, dude. That's all. Yeah, Kerbal just did some weird things, Jackery. But yeah, everything is okay. Yeah, Spiffy, I'm with you on that one. Well, I'm gonna have to go through and redo some of this, but that's okay. We'll redo it one piece at a time. And we need to give it the landing gear. And I also gotta put the docking port in the right spot. But we can construct that, that's no problem. Okay. First thing that I'm going to do, guys, with this is redo the fuel farm. I'm actually going to take the fuel tanks from the big SSTO's pad and put them on here. So, watch this. let's do this. Ready? Centerpiece. And then what we do is take that. Actually, that's not how I made this. That's how I made it. The reason why I'm doing this is because this pad's going to be further away. And if it's going to be further away, I want it to, I don't want to have to fill it up as much. Okay, let's get the fuel out of there. Awesome. Cool. All right, now my crew access tower. We're gonna have to redo some things. Okay. I need that to be in the right spot. I'm just trying to see what I need to replace and remove. Yeah, we're gonna need to put landing gear out here. It's important to have these things. Okay. So how are we gonna get the crew access arm in position? If I did this right, this should be absolute snapped. It is. Okay. Alright. So, I'm lowering the cost. If you notice, this thing costs $364 right now. I'm swapping the fuselages out. What time is it? It's 10:53. Oh, it's time for GTA. Poop. Okay. Work on it Tuesday with fresh eyes. Checkered, I'm probably, yeah, that's probably the right move. I'm actually probably gonna, I don't know. Maybe I'll throw in a stream on Monday, but yeah. Oh no, well, Monday's Labor Day, but yeah. Guys, it's actually time for GTA, so that's what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna get some GTA going. Yeah, once again, sorry for such a fragmented out stream. I'm just today, you know. But yeah, we'll let me go at that with a fresh mind, Checkered. That's a good idea. But dude, we found a spot for another pad. That's sick. That's really good. We found the perfect spot. Yeah, I'm glad you guys had fun. So I'm gonna switch over to GTA. I'm gonna do some racing with the boys here. Racing with the boys. The USB isn't working. Come on. You always have fun watching, even though you don't understand some of the stuff. That's okay. Yeah, that was a good one. See, I wanted to get some work done today, dudes.